Hi guys, Keto for Real Life People, and welcome to my 30-day challenge, day 5, and I am popping in to do just my daily update, chat with everybody, see how everybody's doing. It's a little later today than I have been going on, but I want to say today was probably the first day like I felt good and felt like myself, so woohoo! I'm happy for that. I gotta put my glasses on because I cannot see anything here. Here we go. I see 7 people are popping in. We'll give everybody a minute. So, January 5th, and I'm going to do keto roll call. I'm just going to ask you to just go ahead and do your thing. Keto for Real Life People is saying, hey, that has to be Sharon. I love you, lady. I do. I love you so much. Hey, Cindy. There's Miss Sharon. Delita. Hello. Yeah, today was my day of, for the first time, get this, I'm drinking coffee. I smelled coffee today. Whoop, whoop. I actually had to go out today. My husband went and retested for COVID. Thank you, Nancy. I am feeling better today. I'll take today for what it is. Hey, Lindy, I see y'all. Oh, and no, it's Kathy in there. Hey, Kathy girl. So let me explain something to y'all, too, about this COVID thing. So according to the guidelines, those are so bad. According to the guidelines, when you test positive for COVID, you quarantine yourself until you get your results back. Hey, Elizabeth girl, there's my sweet girl. And once you have at least, they say, 10 days from the date of your symptoms starting and you're feeling all right, you're free to be. Now, you can test positive for up to 90 days after you've had COVID. It depends on your immune system. It just depends on how bad you had it or whatever. So my symptoms actually started mid-December. I want to say somewhere around the 19th, 18th to 19th. And it's been a heck of, and then our results were delayed. So anyway, today has been my best day. And I'm just going to take it for what it is. I'm very, very happy. I want to talk about my perfect day, 30-day perfect keto kickstart challenge. I just called for roll call. Leave a check mark if you have kept it keto. If you keeping it keto, leave a check mark or put a done or yes or whatever. Hey, Ashley. So, I can say, check. I've had keto 5 days running. Nice to see you too. Let's see. So today we actually left the house. He had to go get tested to go back to work. He feels wonderful, he says. He said, I feel great again. Look at those check marks. Yes. I love them. And then we actually had to get some groceries because we were down to it, y'all. I mean, like literally down to it. And we stopped and used a gift card that we got for Christmas and we had lunch. I had lunch. I had a salad and a bowl of chili that was gluten-free, all meat, no sugar. It was delicious. I have been craving chili. Good deal, Elizabeth. Check. Definitely keeping it keto. Nancy Booth. Yay! I'm just gonna do like this here. Let's see, where's my first check mark? Well, there's that one, this one. Look at these pop up. Look at all these check marks. There we go. Look at this. Yes. We have got these check marks going on. That is awesome. So I've had a salad and I've had a 1 cup of chili today. I think I'm going to be making some because I've been craving it, and maybe because I couldn't taste anything, but I could taste the salad today. I could taste the chili today. It was good. And now this afternoon, I'm doing the mid-afternoon. You can see how it looks down there. I've got some of the MCT powder, and it must be delicious because I cannot taste any MCT flavor. Hey, Elizabeth, all the way from Alberta, Canada. And with that, I added to that the Cinnamon Toast Keto Keto Collagen. So the cinnamon, the vanilla, and I'm breaking it up today with a keto cookie. You know, these are good with coffee. I will say this is the Snickerdoodle cookies, and they're pretty tasty. Still not as tasty as mine, though. I'm just saying. So, anybody have any questions for me today? I'm going to chew and then I will talk again. But in the meantime, man, that is just great. That little bit of cookie right there, and that MCT oil and that collagen. It is so delicious. And there's not even any need to add like any heavy cream to creamy it up. It's creamy, it's tasty, and I'm getting my good fats in, and I'm getting collagen in, so which helps with leaky gut. Did you all know? Here's another little fun fact. People think leaky gut and you think inflammation, but you ought to think about autoimmune disease. When you have leaky gut, you tend to have autoimmune problems. And just by doing keto and having the collagen can actually reverse leaky gut and heal it, and therefore reverse your problems with whatever autoimmune disease you're having. For instance, I have a gluten intolerance. Now, obviously, I don't eat gluten, but if I do start eating it, my leaky gut comes back. I start experiencing the problems. But people who have actual I don't know, my brain went blank all of a sudden, lupus or fibromyalgia or Crohn's or any of these kind of things, collagen can be one of the best things you can do. It doesn't matter if it's powder form or if you're getting it in broth, but I would highly recommend people who have autoimmune diseases to invest in good quality collagen and take it daily. Will lemon water break your fast? No, Sherry, it will not. If it's just a straight up lemon squeezed into your water, you will be fine. Yes, I do take vitamin D, and thing is, I cannot find my bottle of it. I've got a whole bag of vitamins and supplements that I put away during Christmas because I was doing decorations, and I had it just sitting out here in a little tray, and I put them away, and I cannot find them. I cannot find them. But I will mention these electrolytes now. This is really cool. I think both of these. Let me see. I do know for sure that Perfect Keto is doing the electrolytes. And this is cool because I'm more apt to drink an electrolyte. I am terrible, and you guys know this because I've told you this I don't know how many times. I'm terrible about remembering to take my supplements. I just forget. Unless I put them in there in my bedroom and take them at night before bed, they can sit in front of my face on the counter and I will still forget to take them. Wendy says, I'm wondering how you are able to go out to shop and eat if you are COVID positive, because I started with my symptoms on the 19th or 18th. And I talked with the CDC people who called me after my positive results, and I asked when I could go out, and they said at least 10 to 14 days from the time that your symptoms started as you feel able to. So while my test results were really late because of the holidays, my actual symptoms started around the 18th of December, which was more than 2 weeks ago. That's how I was able to go and get some groceries. It was my first outing since this whole thing started. Okay, thank you. Michelle says, but I get so sick on keto. I get fever. I feel tired and fatigued, so scared to start again because I don't want to feel sick. It literally feels like the flu. Well, it's because we call it the keto flu, Michelle. And you know what? That's called detox too. And let me explain this. Depending on your level of addiction, your level of carbs, say for instance, I know people who are not keto or they just eat a regular standard American diet, but they don't lean heavily on processed junk. They still eat a lot of whole foods. If they feel like having birthday cake, they do, or chips, they do, but it's not their main gig, okay? Those people who are going to go on, say, low carb keto are not going to struggle as much as the person who relies heavily upon processed junk foods, bad fats, food addiction, to where like maybe you have an eating disorder. That's me. Okay. So I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying, for me, for instance, when I went keto, the withdrawals are something to take very seriously. You're withdrawing from sugar and carbs. You're going to get the brain fog. And if you are running to the bathroom because you're not used to eating fat, you can go and get diarrhea. I'm just going to put it out there. Diarrhea, urinating constantly, feeling thirsty, getting the shakes, having dizziness, feeling brain fog, aches and pains. It's important, it's imperative that you make sure to take some electrolytes while you're going through the first couple of weeks of keto. Electrolytes are something that I do no matter what, but especially important during your first few weeks of keto. You want to be able to replace them. They don't replace themselves. They don't regenerate. So you have to put them back. So magnesium and potassium and calcium and sodium and chloride, those things all contribute to how you're going to get through the first couple of weeks of your keto diet. So, and then here, I like the daily electrolytes here because they have, let me see here, vitamin D, 120%. So one scoop of this, just one serving of the daily electrolytes. I do it this way because it's backwards, I guess. Turn it. Also has your vitamin D, your potassium, your magnesium, your sodium, and your chloride. And boom, you can do a couple of scoops of this and you will do great. So it's a great way to get that D in there too. Okay. Tammy says, I was 398 pounds and got down to 135 in 3 years, off keto for about 4 months. I'm up 240 pounds again. Need to jump back on that wagon. It can come on very, very quickly. You know what, Tammy, I'm not even surprised. One thing about keto, it seems to be the best way to eat to suppress your appetite and your cravings for sugar. It seems to be the best for weight loss. And, obviously it's great for reversing type 2 diabetes. It's great for reducing or getting rid of inflammation in your body. But this is why it's not a diet. It is a lifestyle, because if we get off of it, which you guys know that I have, so the thing is, that weight comes back on, and it comes back on viciously, quickly. I think that it can even, and I don't have any proof, y'all. I'm not a medical doctor, professional, nurse, anything like that. But I would go so far as to say that you can probably do more damage to your system by going back and forth. I mean, I think that's just common sense. Let's see, where did I buy that? Where do you buy that? I will share the link to Perfect Keto, and you can buy it online. Let me grab that for you real quickly. Oops, it's over here. And I will get it for you. There, Perfect Keto. I know I can see some questions about the COVID. And oops. I'm not the best typist, keyboarder, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Hey, yes, Jerry says, I believe you're right, Nancy. Yes. Let me do this again. Oops. Nope. Let me put this in the right spot here. And let me see if I can. Oh, shoot. Well, I put that there. I'm just going to put it again because, hey, by itself, it works. This has a thing where you try to paste it in with words and then it jams all of it together. You're welcome. Yeah. So think about that as when you're going through the on again, off again wagon on keto. I do believe you can, because prior to being keto, all right, years ago, before I was ever keto, I would get my blood work done, or I would go to the emergency room for something, and they'd run a full blood panel on me, and my numbers were always good. I mean, they were great. I never had anything skewed, anything like that. Then I started my keto journey and got my labs done again. Just the you all right over there? Yeah, fine. He's having trouble with his cookie jar. Anywho, December 2018, just before starting my keto journey, I went and got my labs done. Great. Numbers awesome. So 2019, ditto. Great. Awesome. And then this year, on and off again with the carbs, going off plan, menopause, go get my numbers done. Numbers are all over the place. Livers, enzymes aren't right. A1C is a little higher. I mean, cholesterol, all weirded out. Triglycerides higher. So that's just with me playing around with keto. Now, you think, well, what does that mean? That means don't get off your keto diet. Don't mess around. Try not to. Because you might be thinking about your weight when in actuality, you're messing with your health. That weight is going to pile back on. But I think that you could actually do some damage to your health by eating super high fat and then mixing super high fat with carbs and sugar. Well, their carbs are sugar, but you know what I mean. I have a troll on here. Oh, no. What is it? Okay, I see her. I see it. Block user. Thank you. Usually Facebook has been terrible lately with trolls, with bots. Here's a message thing. Ugh, they're just terrible. Y'all, if you see them, block them yourself too, because once they get through me to you, then, you have to deal with them too. Let's see. There we go. And delete comment. There we go. I got rid of that. All right. So if it keeps on, just, gosh, Sharon's like, got him. Facebook has material. I'll tell you another thing Facebook did. You could go to your groups section on your phone, tap it, have all your pinned groups. Mine are all gone. And then it just says start tapping to pin. But then it says you have nothing to tap. It drives me nuts. Constant Facebook stuff that drives me nuts. Joanne says, hi, can you shout me out? Shout out, Joanne. How's that? Tell you what I do, though. I will shout out to my YouTubers that are on here. That was a YouTube person asking me to give them a shout out. But I will shout out Linda McElvore and Nancy. They are, and Miss Sharon Swofford. I know she's on Facebook, but she's also a supporter. I have Facebook supporters on YouTube. And I appreciate them. They keep me going on my keto journey. And then I don't get highlights on Facebook to know who's a supporter or not. I think there's a few that I do know, but I can't tell. But I can tell by the way the feed is, because your name comes up in a green highlight if you are a YouTube membership supporter. Yay! All right, here we go. Cindy says, I have to go. I wish you all the best for 100% recovery from COVID and 100% success with your keto journey. Thank you for your recipes. You are so welcome, and you have a good night. And Joanne says she's a YouTuber, and I have 100K subs. Pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome there. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All right, unless you guys have any more questions, I'm not going to go long. I still have to do my little daily video clip that I do for the Perfect Keto community on Facebook. I just leave a little short video clip with my day. I'm trying to decide what I want to cook because I'm appetite-wise not huge. I mean, I ate my salad today. I ate my bowl of chili. I was really full when I got done. And now I'm having this, I'm working on this cookie. There's still another cookie in the package. So I'm going to probably have something light. If anything, maybe even eggs for dinner. Breakfast for dinner is always good. So let's see. Delita says she gained 12 pounds in less than 2 weeks. Yeah, you can. For me, it is inflammation. You might, especially in the beginning, it's easy to put on 8 to 15 pounds in less than 2 weeks. And you'll find that a lot of it is inflammation. Well, it looks like we still have this person in there that's driving me nuts. Okay. Tony says, no energy. What do I need to do about it? Energy-wise, well, make sure that you're getting enough fat. Make sure you're eating enough. All right. When I first started my keto journey in 2018, I liked the whole look of a traditional plate. And eventually it scaled down. But what I did, you guys, was like breakfast would be maybe a couple of eggs, a handful of strawberries, a half an avocado, 2, 3 slices, 4 slices of bacon. I would even make mug bread, just something, almond flour, butter, an egg, and a little baking powder, pop it in there, and I would have a rounded out meal. It didn't take long before that was way too much for me. And little by little, I eliminated, I started with the bread, and then I eliminated the avocado or the strawberries. And then I got down to where just some eggs and bacon. But I would tell you, you eat and make sure that you're trying to incorporate those dark leafy greens, and make sure you get some good veg. Make sure that you're getting some good high fat and a moderate amount of protein. And then I can't stress it enough. I keep going back to make sure you're hydrating, drinking enough water. I say anywhere from like 70 to 100 ounces. You can drink up to half your water weight, which they say don't go over 100 ounces a day. But about 90 ounces is where my groove is. I have a 30-ounce cup. I fill it to that line, no ice, 3 times a day. And then supplement. I don't care what kind of supplement. Supplement. Look, this lady, when I say supplement, I'm not kidding y'all. You've got to do your electrolytes when you're keto. I had a cramp in my foot today. And I was like, okay, but I had not taken any of the electrolytes. And here it was like already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I had been drinking coffee. Realize this. Are you drinking colas? They're diuretics. Are you drinking tea, like black tea, sweet tea, you know what I mean? Or traditional tea. All of those things are natural diuretics. And if you're drinking up on a lot of coffee or tea, colas, that's another one that has caffeine, and you're running to the bathroom and you're not replenishing the fluid nor the electrolyte, then you're going to have problems. Hold on. Had one little cough. Just put Mississippi pot roast in the IPOS Instant Pot. Yes. Carol, finally have time to hop on. Hey. Nancy says, I'm having Snickerdoodle Keto Chow in decaf coffee right now for supper. It's creamy and warm and delicious. You can't go wrong with it. That is just a wonderful way to do it. I made my shake yesterday, and I could taste the sweet, but I couldn't taste a lot of other things with it. So it's still sitting in my refrigerator. Rachel, thank you for that great advice. That's great. She's given advice. Get those electrolytes going. Preacher Man in a wheelchair says, hello, I lost 125 and diabetic in 1 year, but it's all water, right? 125 pounds is not water. I'm just saying. I'm not sure in what context that comment is being said. If you're eating off plan and all of a sudden you're putting on about 5 to 8 pounds of weight overnight because you ate something, then that is probably inflammation. Yeah, you really don't gain a pound by eating, say, a bologna sandwich, right? So if you're up 5 pounds because you ate a bologna sandwich and some chips, then you've got some issues going on. For me, one of the issues would be not only is it off plan, it's inflammatory and it's gluten. So that will, my system does not respond well. It immediately starts bloating and it causes inflammation, which is water retention. So there. Kim says, I have a home bakery and have spent the last 3 years or months baking daily between stress and exhaustion. I totally fell off the wagon, back on track this week, and I already feel better. Why do I keep doing this to myself? What a good question, right, Kim? Why do we do this to ourselves? Well, because we're human. Man, I'm telling you, I was sitting there thinking about what personality type falls into what category. Does this make sense to you guys? Okay. So I think about people who only eat food for fuel. There's no pleasure in it. And I know of some people like this. Like it's not a big deal. It's like it doesn't even, if I'm hungry, I eat something, it doesn't matter what it is. I might eat a little bit of it and move on. I don't care about it. It's not even a thing in my world, right? Okay, there's that personality. And then you've got your people who are emotionally grounded and they have good, healthy habits. Like their parents did something right, because when life throws stuff at them, they just kind of take it on the chin a little bit, and then they just push forward and they stay grounded again. They're very grounded people. And I don't think I'm very grounded in some areas of my life, honestly. I think that, I've got issues when things get really bad. I can become human and I go right back to the one thing that comforts me emotionally, and that is food. So that's, I think, why we do it. It's teaching ourselves how to cope. And, I went through a lot of stuff the first 2 years of my keto journey. Things would happen and I stayed keto. But I think sometimes we just become overwhelmed. And if we give ourselves permission once, twice, next thing you know, it's the next time, then it becomes easy to just go off plan and then stay off plan. And then when we start feeling so bad and we see what we're doing to ourselves as well as feel what we're doing to ourselves, then we turn around and we're ready to get back on it again. All I can say is don't beat yourself up. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're getting back on. I love, 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 love baking. It's one of my favorite things, but I still have, even through this last year, did not get in there and bake or do any of that fun stuff. Don't know why, but maybe because I knew if I went there, I would never come back. Hey, no, you. There's my cookie. 2 little huskies right here. Look. Well, you can't see them. I can't do that because of that laptop. But right here, we got husky pups, and they know I have a cookie. Yeah, Jerry says that's me. It tastes so good. You think it'll make you feel good. Candy. I talked about it in the beginning, but we are feeling much better. My husband says he is feeling great. And today was my best day, honestly. Like, I feel more like myself today. But my symptoms started like the week school let out for Christmas break, which was around the 19th. So that's when it started. Even though I got tested right after Christmas with the holidays and the lab work, going off to the lab, my results got delayed and still feeling a little raggedy at the end. But now, here I am. My test results came in Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 3 days later, a total of almost 3 weeks, I guess. What is the 5th? Yeah, almost 3 weeks now since the very first symptoms began for me. So, feeling good. Thank you. So much fun, lady says, don't beat yourself up. That just sent me to the wrong choices. Yeah, exactly. Beating yourself up does nothing, right? It does not do anything. If anything, it reinforces that you're bad, a failure. You might as well just keep on with the same bad failure type behavior. Don't believe that. Don't buy into that. And then just try to make better choices. Carol says, I won't let myself bake my old way anymore. If it's sweet, it's keto. And if I choose to have a serving, at least it doesn't make me start craving. And isn't that true? Yeah, there is the difference. Not to say that I did not eat baked goods over the last year, because I did. Store-bought stuff, I sure did. But I know that once I put myself in the kitchen and start cooking that stuff up, that I'm in trouble. As a matter of fact, even really just deciding to cook in my wonderful ways. Like, I have this page on Facebook called Baking, Caking, and Other Great Dishes. It's got recipes that I've made and recipes that I've done and recipes I want to try. It's all non-keto. And I've had that thing for years, and I still get notifications, and I'll be like, oh man, my cinnamon rolls look amazing, or, oh, this was that. But I just can't go back to that. I honestly thought about shutting that page down, and I thought, no, because there's still people who aren't keto and they do like it. And my kids are like, Mom, it's got recipes on there that we still, that's where we keep them. So, yeah, Candy. Now, there's the thing, the Christmas decor. I think it was 2018. It took forever to get the Christmas stuff down out of my house. Why? Because my Christmas stuff boxes got put in storage, and I couldn't get to them. And then they got packed up terribly. This time, usually they're down by the second, but I'm feeling good now. I'm like, I want to get my Christmas stuff down. Let's see. Hi, Nancy from North Carolina. Yes, I agree with your statement of not being grounded. As of January 22nd, I will be 3 years keto. My journey over the past 6 months has been one filled with stress, which led me to overeat keto items, which led to a 15-pound gain. Yes, you can gain with keto-approved items if you overeat. LOL, been back on track since January 1st. It just goes to show you. And let me point this out. Most people say, well, God, how can you gain weight on keto? Well, with my menopause started, I was eating keto and gaining weight. That's what freaked me out. That's what started my whole slippery slope, y'all. So by, I want to say, December of 2019, going into January of 2020, I started eating off plan. One, because it was the holidays, and I had already gained 10 pounds. From June, when my period stopped, all the way in 6 months, I gained 10 pounds. Looking back, I'm like, that was nothing. That was diddly squat. But I was still freaking out about gaining weight no matter what I was eating, keto. So I might as well eat something that's not keto. Then the weight starts packing really on. So you can overeat. Now, I will say this, it's kind of hard to gain weight when you are focused on things like dark leafy greens, fats, and whole foods. It's this sort of stuff, like munching on baked goods and things like that. I don't have a problem with moderation. I've said this the whole time. Moderation is key no matter where you are on your journey. I don't care if you're keto, standard American diet, paleo. It doesn't matter what you are. If you are overeating constantly, you're not going to gain the benefits, reap the benefits of said lifestyle. That's all there is to it. I've always said, try to eat clean 5-6 days, as often as you can. Eat clean, eat those whole foods, eat good, healthy fats, proteins, and veg. and, try to get a big bowl of salad out and just go, oh, I just craving salad and I want to eat this whole gigantic bowl. It's not as fun as eating a bunch of these keto cookies, is it? It's not as fun as making or eating whole pints of Rebel ice cream. So that's where you have to use moderation in all things. Yeah, and calories still count. Age, exercise are factors. Sure enough. I mean, my metabolism just went right down the tubes with the hormone departure, with progesterone gone and estrogen on the deep low. Yeah, my metabolism just put the brakes on and said, no, we're going to flip this, reverse it. You can't eat like you used to. And you have to deal with all that comes with it. So, Michelle, no, you do not have to count your calories. It's being mindfully aware of where you're at. The wonderful thing about keto is you don't have to count your calories. If you're doing, like I said, really focus in on she's over here just chowing down on her dog food. Focus in on the whole foods. I say this, I will say it again. Oh, it's Oliver eating. He does that. He's such a hog. A husky. He is a hog. I always say this, guys. Pick a fat. Try this. Pick a fat. It might be butter, avocado oil, tallow, lard, bacon grease, olive oil. I don't care what it is. Decide what fat am I in the mood for. Choose it. Bacon fat. Great. Plop that fat in that pan. And I'm talking about be generous with it. If you think 2 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons is the standard on a cooking show, then double it. Like, get 6 tablespoons of that fat down in a skillet. Put some of that green beans in there. Put a little onion in there. Put a little crumbled bacon on it. Salt and pepper it nice. And eat it all up. You're going to get more fat, which is going to satisfy you. Fat is very, very satisfying. We get into trouble when we lower that fat and increase the protein and increase the vegetable servings or increase the snacks. So focus on your fat. Keep fat first. I say it over and over. Fat's first, moderate protein, low carb, get you some. But it is the truth. Fat's first, y'all. Hey, Tina. Kelly asked me, what type of keto flour so you recommended that is close to flour? I've heard about lupin. Yes, that's what I do. I don't even keep this in my cabinet anymore. Now I just got stuff so I can show you. This is lupin flour. This is the older bag. I still have some of these, and they've come out with new packaging. It's really awesome. It has the Ziploc top and everything. It's from the lupine plant. It's a flower. I like a flower. Smell good flower. Okay, and it is ground, and it is sort of slightly raw and bitter tasting in this state right here, but a little bit goes a long way. A quarter cup of this has, I believe, 12 carbohydrates and 11 grams of fiber, so 1 net carb per quarter cup. Say I use a half a cup in my Miracle Dough. So that's 22 net carbs, right? But I'm not going to eat the whole darn pizza or all the crackers, so it'll spread out. That I find is to be my best. Love lupin flour. I think if you're making cakes, certain things, I blend this with a little almond flour sometimes. I blend it with proteins. I do all sorts of things. I don't normally use it by itself. There's a couple of little things that I do, and it's fine. Chocolate cake in a mug is fine with a little lupin flour. But that would be my best recommendation. Tammy says, you don't know how I need to hear it again. You are a great inspiration to me. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. All right. Sometimes I think to myself, Nancy, what can you bring to the table? You said this there, I feel like people are going to come on and go, is she still talking about that? And the reason I'm going to say that is, have y'all been watching, your favorite YouTuber or your Facebook keto idol. I mean, there's Dr. So-and-so and Dr. So-and-so and nurse so-and-so and Dr. So-and-so, you know, and they're consistently putting those videos or those lives out there. And I'm like, oh my God, it's the same thing. But apparently, you know, it needs to be repeated. And we need to just keep going on over and over and over, because not only are we constantly adding new folks, all right, new people coming to the keto table, but then we do have to remind ourselves and get those reminders about how to stay proper keto, how to do keto right. Carol asks, what do you think of adding a tablespoon of butter to a decaffeinated coffee in the afternoon to stop the brain from wanting to eat 3 hours so soon? Perfect. Perfect. I think, Carol, that is a wonderful idea. It's something I have practiced. If you want to do decaf coffee, tea, or broth, I like to do broth myself in the afternoon because it for me, it's a little more satisfying than the coffee. But decaf is great. You know, it'll keep you satisfied. I use like a tablespoon and a half or so, for real. You'll notice that when you guys, if you really just focus in on zooming, 70% fat. I need to do a pie chart. What does that look like, right? What does 70% fat look like? We're going to do that tomorrow, okay? I'm not doing it tonight because I've got to set it all up. But I want to show you what 70% fat looks like when you're eating a meal. That way you have an idea, because I guarantee you, if you were doing 70% fat and only 20% of protein and 5% or less on your carbs, you would have a much better success with your weight loss and your keto journey on the weight loss end of it. Does lupine flour measure the same as almond flour? No, it does not. It's about 1/3 of a cup of lupine flour. 1/3 to 2/3, I should say. Maybe we'll call it a 1/2 cup. But no, it doesn't. 1 cup of almond flour is to 1 cup of wheat flour. Coconut flour is 1/3 cup to the almond and the wheat flour. Lupine flour is really particular. It's more like I've heard people say 2/3 of a cup. I generally hit 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup to 1 cup of almond flour or wheat flour. So there we go. Carol says, I love your short and long videos. You are so uplifting. Even if I have heard it before. Thank you. Let's see. Grammy says, if I get munchy and don't want to eat, I put butter in bone broth or eat a big spoon of coconut manna. Bingo. Bingo, Grammy D. That is great. Great advice right there. I forgot. I've got 2 brand new jars that Tracy sent to me of coconut manna. I've got one that's got a little bit left. One of the things that I did during my 74-pound weight loss was just get a spoon out, and anytime I wanted something to eat, to munch on, I reached for the coconut manna. It had a peanut butter consistency to my mouthfeel. Plus, it just took care of the craving. It is good, healthy fat. Jerry says, I'm glad to see you looking so great. 2 of my friends did not live through that virus. I'm so sorry, Jerry. Carol says, thank you for answering my question. That's going to help me so much. Having the butter stops my brain from going wonky and telling me to eat. True that. Fat is what keeps you from caving in and having those cravings and having to live in your addiction. So keep that fat first. I guess that would be the theme today on the 5th. Coconut manna. Kelly Lopez asked me that question. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
All
right. Do what? Oh, yeah. All right. Let me show you. It goes by different names. Some say raw coconut in the jar. Some call it coconut food puree. But this is you can get a 2-pack of this or single serve. You can get this in your local health food stores, or you can get it on Amazon. This is Nutiva brand. It is coconut manna. This is pureed coconut in a jar. It does separate. I have not opened this one. It is brand new, but it separates. I will tell you that. All right. So when they put the pureed coconut, it's almost like peanut butter in that the solid part of the coconut goes to the bottom and the fat floats to the top, and the fat will solidify. So make sure you just take the lid off. This is a glass jar. Pop it in the microwave for about 20 seconds or so. Pull it out, get a spoon, give it a stir, and you're good for go. It's creamy. It's delicious, nutritious. There are 3 tablespoons of carbs, okay, per tablespoon, but there are 2 tablespoons of fiber. So 1 net carb per tablespoon, and I guarantee you, you probably won't eat more than 1 or 2 at a time. But that's that. I'm just going to redecorate this desk. I'm just going to put my keto products all over it. That way I can just grab and go when I take the Christmas stuff off of it. Let's see, new comment. Carol says, I bought some coconut manna and I don't really know how to use it. I'll do that. Take this, mix it with some fat. Like I like mixing creamy peanut butter with this. You can do a half and half. Just put it in there. You can add some coconut to that. You can even add some room temperature butter to it. It will harden back up. So this is if you like the flavor of coconut, do this. Add some Lily's chocolate chips to it. You can put them in little drops on a baking sheet, or you can just press it out flat, let it get hard, and break it into like brickle. It'll be just wonderful. Jerry says, my first live stream here. Been watching you a while. Always looking for good food recipes. Variety meals makes keto easier for me. Yes, and I do know that I have. First of all, welcome to your first live stream. I appreciate you being here. I'm thinking of recipes. Honestly, I was thinking about cooking. I haven't done a cooking live since I want to say, well, about a month, at least a month. Sometimes I want to, think I have to provide like over the top new desserts, keto desserts and things like that. And I am a creature of habit, but sometimes I think I should just, like pop in and go, hey, come hang out in the kitchen. I'm cooking. Maybe tomorrow when I show you what 70% fat looks like, we'll do something like that. No, I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but we will definitely be focused. I need to write that down for tomorrow. 70% fat. I did it super large so that I will know. Oh, thank you, Carol. No cooking live until you're over this. I appreciate that because I don't even feel like cooking. Just saying. Grammy says, if it's too hard due to cold weather, add some melted coconut oil to the food processor and it will stay a bit softer. There, that's another good tip. I'm not sure what time you're meeting me tomorrow, Grammy. I am playing it on the ear. The last few days, the first 4 days, I was kind of trying to do them before noon. But today we had some things to do and I just kept putting it off. And finally I was like, I just need to get to it. And I still, like I said, I have to go and do another little 5-minute clip so that I can pop it into the Perfect Keto community group page. It's a requirement to post in there for 30 days. So, right, Jerry? All right, guys. I really thank you for popping in. Tina says, I think you should do some of your old recipes and take a vote. Well, there you go. If you want to see some of my classics, that's what we'll call them. Not old, darling. We'll do classics. Yeah, just leave a comment in the comment section. And if we get enough of votes, guys, then maybe I can revisit some of those classic recipes that got me so excited back in the day. Tina, my first live. I'm excited. Thanks. I love your recipes. Yay. Thank you for coming in here and watching. I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Sharon. I love you, lady. We got to chit chat. We haven't done that in a few days. Miss Sharon was feeling under the weather too. So we are everybody. It's that time of year. Make sure y'all are taking your vitamin D3. All right, take some zinc. Make sure you're taking your K2, vitamin C. Take your supplements. I've got to go and find my bag of supplements. I've got some immune boosters and all kinds of good stuff in there. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Just keep it keto, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, so keep your eyes out. Make sure that you have subscribed. Hit that notification button, and I will see you mañana. Bye-bye.